Let's begin standing, feet hips width apart. Start to ground down into the feet. That means just grip the floor. So for your feet kind of suction the floor a little bit. Lightly spread your toes. Engage your calves. Do that by pushing your shin bones forward. And engage your quads by pushing your thigh bones back. So there's a little bit of a resistance being created. Shins forward, thighs back, pelvic floor lifted, low belly in, broaden across the collarbones. And then for this one, palms facing forward. And then just start to keep all of that engagement, top of the head lifting high, neck relaxed, and come into your breath. Long inhale through the nose. Long exhale through the nose. Inhales and exhales. Try to strictly breathe through the nose from this point on. And try to regulate the breath to be a little longer, a little slower than it normally is. If you know Ujjayi, come into your Ujjayi breathing. Check in with the feet, shins, quads, glutes, low belly, pelvic floor, collarbones, hands, top of the head. And feel all of that energize and light up. And see if you can notice something you previously weren't aware of. See if you can change whatever you noticed. Can you affect change on it just by observing it, just by acknowledging it? And on the next breath in, take the arms up and overhead. On the exhale, bring them right down in front of you. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale down the middle. Go at your breath pace. So my breath pace may not work for you. You've been practicing for a while. Try drawing the breath out. Try slowing down. We're going to do 3 more. Keep the legs strong. And last one. On this exhalation, I want you to hinge and fold. Soften the knees a little bit if necessary. And just hang free. So here, if you don't have blocks, I recommend, if you're going to be doing yoga at home, get some blocks. And for today, you could use anything from books to pillows to water bottles to cans of food. Doesn't matter. Something to help you prop up. Okay? As we warm up the legs, I would invite you to push them a little tighter, a little stronger, a little deeper, a little further into the process. But for these first few rounds especially, keep a softness there, an awareness there. You're doing the same work you were just doing standing, bringing your attention inward, noticing what shows up. Okay, a couple more breaths. One more inhale. Lengthen the spine as you breathe in. And then step lightly back to a plank position. Shift forward and lower slow. We're going to do 3 together. Cobra pose. Lift the chest. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Pull the heart forward and lengthen the crown of the head up. Pushing feet down. Release back to the floor. That's a lot. Inhale again. Lift up. Try to push into the feet. Spread the toes apart. Exhale. One more. Chest lifts, collarbones broaden. Pick up the very top of the head. And release back to the floor. All right, press it back into a child's pose. Just to remind ourselves it's there. And come back to all fours. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, and discover your down dog. Okay, you're pressing the hips high. You're pressing the thigh bones back and trying to not only stretch the arms, but you're trying to engage the arms. So bring the arms into the effort, into the work. Lightly spin the palms out. That's going to help turn the arms on. Now, find a smooth, steady breath. Good. On the inhale, shift to plank. Exhale, draw it back to down dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale. Inhale, plank. Two more. Exhale. Active down dog. And last one. Plank to downward facing dog. Okay? Adjust your down dog if necessary. Make it strong. Make it active. Inhale, bend the knees, look forward. Exhale for the first one, step. Halfway up, lengthen the spine. Fold back into the toes. Okay? Rise up, inhale, arms lift overhead. Palms touch. Exhale, hands come to heart. Let's go right back into it. Inhale, arms lift. Stretch up. Hinge and fold. Try to hinge from your hip crease. Lengthen and flatten the spine on the inhale. Exhale, step or jump back. Lower steady. So this is a nice place to build some strength. Resist. Inhale, cobra. One time only. Exhale, down dog. And sigh it out. So sometimes I think that pause, that sigh out, doesn't get enough attention. And that's really a transition for us. It's us being able to connect to the moment a little bit more, to pause, to reset the breathing, acknowledge the body again. So just kind of do all those things. Come back to the Ujjayi. Okay. Inhale, bend the knees, gaze forward. Exhale, step or jump. Halfway up. Fold back in. Inhale to the sky, reach up. Hands to heart on the exhale. Inhale, arms lift. Hinge and fold, diving right back in. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, step or jump back. If you want to add up dog in, you're welcome to. Not letting the knees touch down. Exhale, downward facing dog. Okay? 3 breaths. So fidget around, shift around, take a sigh out if necessary. And then we'll start again. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, step or jump. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Hands to center. Lift the arms overhead. Hinge and fold. Halfway up, lengthen. Step or jump back. Back bend. Downward dog. 3 breaths. On the 3rd inhale, bend the knees, gaze forward. Exhale, step or jump. Lengthen. Fold. Rise up. There's the heart. Beautiful job. All right. Surya P. Bend the knees. Let the middle finger graze your mat. Try to keep the hips at this level that it took for your fingertips to graze the mat. And then just peel up your chest, peel up your arms. Take the arms wide for the first one. Spin the pinky fingers in towards one another a little bit. Fire up the triceps, fire up the biceps, fire up the forearms. 2 more breaths. See if we can sink in just a little bit lower. And then 1 more inhale. Hinge and fold on the exhale, dive back in. Halfway up length. Jump back or step back. Cobra or up dog. Downward facing dog. Stretch back and away. We're going to lift our right leg high. 1 breath in. Stretch. Exhale between the hands. Stay on your back toes. Lift the arms. Crescent pose. Back to the earth. Hands plant down. Leg steps back. Lower steady. Find a back bend. Move to down dog. Second side. Here we go. Left leg lifts. Left leg lunges. Inhale, rise up. Try to squeeze the floor with those legs. Exhale, fold down. Try not to be in a hurry. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, down dog. 3 breaths. Bend the knees. Exhale, jump. Halfway. Fold low. Chair position. And stand. Okay, we're going to do it again. This time without the hold. Inhale, chair. Hinge and fold. Exhale. Halfway up, lengthen the spine. Jump back. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Right leg's going to lift. Right leg lunges. Rise on the inhale. Palm stretch overhead. Exhale, back to the floor. Back bend. Deep breath in. Downward facing dog. Second side. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lunge. Rise up, reach high. Hands to the earth, plant down, step back. Deep breath into that back bend, squeeze. Downward dog, and pause. Take a few breaths, relax. Once you've relaxed, once you've kind of connected, then fire up, make it difficult again. Okay, here we go again. 1 more time. Inhale, knees bend, gaze forward. Exhale, step or jump. Halfway up. Fold back in. Chair position. Deep squat here. Stand. Hands to heart. All right. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, hinge and fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, step or jump. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, lunge. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold down. Back bend, deep breath. Downward dog, second side. Left leg lifts. Left leg lunges. Inhale, rise, reach high. Exhale. Back bend. Downward dog. Let it go, big sigh. Shake out the neck as you do that. Try that again. Deep breath in, big sigh. And just loosen. After you've taken a couple of breaths, if you need to, child's pose is great at this time. Put your knees down, shift back. But we're going to lift our right leg up. So when you're ready, find down dog, lift the right leg, bend the knee, let the hip open, but keep pressing nice and strong into both hands and both arms. Very active. Smooth out the breathing, move around the top leg. It's wherever it needs to go. Spread the toes, roll the ankle, that sort of stuff. Move the knee around the hip a couple of times. Good. And then open it up as far as you can without spinning your chest sideways, keeping your chest kind of facing the back leg. And then release it down. Let's do the same thing on the other side. So if you need to bicycle it out a little movement's fine there. Lift the left leg. Start with the toes. Bunch them up, spread them apart. And the ankle, roll the ankle. Sometimes just extending the leg and bending the leg is really helpful. Keep trying to keep both sides of the arms active. Okay, you can move the knee around the hip. Good. And then rotate, twist, open, if you can without spinning the chest. And then release the left leg down. Okay. Shift forward, plank position. We're going to go Vashisthasana. Side plank. Tighten up the core, push the floor away. It doesn't matter which side you start with. Try to breathe. Now you're looking for an in-between rounding and lifting this up section and completely sagging and dropping into this. We want to find the Tadasana in our side plank. Our mountain pose in the side plank. Take one more breath and then switch. Notice here I'm staggering the feet. This is a nice way to do it for the first one of the day. Stagger the feet. Just give the body time to open. Activate. Look for your energy lines. Look for the breathing patterns. Try to learn something about yourself. Try to notice something new. Good. One more breath. Come back to plank. Shift forward, we're going to lower slow. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. So we're halfway there. 5 should be about chaturanga. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Big back bend, downward dog. Good, right leg lifts, inhale, lunge it between the hands, and we'll add a twist. Left hand is going to go down, this is where your block is nice. Right hand is going to go to the knee, and then you're going to twist with your arms a little bit. You're going to push down into your arms, and use that force to rotate the torso a little. Okay, lift the back leg. Try to take all that force you just used with the hands and keep it activated, but start removing the hands. Right arm's going to reach up. You're going to come either to fingertips or hover left hand. Good. Peel it all the way up. One more breath. And then take it to the floor. Hands down, leg back, back bend, downward dog. Second side. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lunge. Grab your block. Plant your hand. And start to squeeze the foundation. Your feet, your legs, the points of contact with your arms. And you're just easing a little bit more help, a little bit more rotation by using the arms in this way. Okay? Now start to remove the arms. Come up onto the fingertips. Hover the hand. If that feels like too much, then just keep your hand where it was. It doesn't have to be better each time you come to it. Notice the signals your body gives you. Right? Try to come all the way up to standing. Stay in the twist. Take a deep breath and bring it to the floor. Step back, lower steady, back bend, cobra or up dog. Downward facing dog. Okay, right leg lifts, right leg lunges, come up to crescent. Bring the hands together at the heart. And then start to recreate that twist we just did. So first squeeze the legs, squeeze the floor, and then start to rotate, start to turn, start to open. Now for me, when I start to go into these deep twists, my breath is the first thing to go. My breath gets sacrificed right away. So the best you can, smooth out the breath. Let the breath lead you into more depth. Not the opposite, don't let the pose take you out of depth. Okay, if you can sink into the legs a little bit more, do so. Next breath in, we'll come back to the middle. Inhale, arms overhead. And exhale, vinyasa. Good, second side, left leg lifts, left leg lunges. Come up first. Stay nice and strong in the feet. Hands to the heart. Okay, we're gonna go into the twist on the exhale. So take a deep breath in. Pause wherever you're at, and then try it again. Deep breath in. Good. Squeeze the legs, squeeze the floor, deep breath in. Beautiful. And hold. Good. Keep squeezing the floor. Keep activating the legs. Feel things tremble. Feel things shake. Okay, back to center. Arms come overhead. And then through the vinyasa. Downward facing dog. Big exhale as needed. Child's pose as needed. Water break, towel break as needed. And then just get right back to it. Hips lifting, arms engaging, breath smooth and free. Inhale, bend the knees, gaze forward. Exhale, step or jump. Inhale, lengthen and flatten. Exhale, back into the toes. Chair position, inhale. Hands to heart, exhale. All right, in this chair, let's just bring our feet together, if they're not already. And then let's add that twist. First, without assistance. So even if you can bring the elbow to the knees or to the outer edge of the knees, I don't want you to. I want you to keep your elbow off there. So last time we went into it with help from the arms, the twist and the crescent pose. Here in the chair pose, we're doing that the opposite way. We're going into it unassisted first. Find your ranges of motion actively. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Squeeze the legs. Lengthen the spine. Rotate the torso. You can push the hands together. That often helps. Okay? Inhale, center. Exhale, second side. I know, right? Second side requires a little more determination. If you need to, you can always straighten or come out of the chair a little bit. Keep the spine long. Keep the feet strong. 2 more. Good, going in a little deeper. There it is. Inhale, back to the middle. And let's hold for 5. A little deeper. 4. A little deeper. 3. A little deeper. 2. A little deeper. 1. All the way down. Try not to let the heels lift. Squat down as far as you can without lifting the heels. Beautiful. One more breath in. And then hinge and fold. Halfway up. Jump back. Back bend. Down dog. Right leg's gonna lift. Right leg will lunge. We're gonna come up to crescent. Good. We're gonna lean forward, bring the hands into the heart if you like, or keep them outstretched. And we're gonna transition to left ankle over right knee. So lean in, shift forward, bring all the work into that right leg, and then gradually cross. Left ankle over right knee. Hug the hips to midline. Keep activating both feet. Yeah, sink in deep. Let it feel. Let yourself acknowledge the feeling. Let yourself breathe through some of that. Good. If you want to bring it tighter in, bring it tighter in. Maybe hug the front shin. Keep the spine lengthening. Keep the head pulling forward. Good. We're going to slowly come back to how we started. So release the shin, reach back, set it down nice and easy. Crescent pose. And then the vinyasa, hands down. Leg back. Find the back bend. Down dog. Second side, left leg lifts. Left leg lunges. Rise up. Settle into it. I like to bring my hands in for this transition. And before I jump into the transition, I just need to make sure that the pose I'm in. I'm in crescent pose. I'm working crescent pose. I'm choosing to do that. Now I'm going to transition, leaning forward, shifting my weight, all of it, into the front leg, hover, and cross. Right ankle over left knee. If you need to, you can bring your hands to that front shin. Stabilize your breathing. Hug the hips to midline, activate both feet, and then on your exhales, start to sink in a little deeper. You want to wrap, pull the head forward, pull the heart forward, reach the sit bones back. Posing actions. Nice and slow. Release the front leg. Try to keep the bend in the front leg the whole time. Crescent pose. Deep breath in, reach high. Take the vinyasa. Beautiful. Okay, right leg's gonna lift. Right knee to right elbow. Shift forward, left leg to the sky. Set it right back down. Right knee to forehead, left leg to sky. Okay, and then last one. Right knee to left elbow. That was ridiculous. Left leg to sky. Stretch back and away. Crescent pose. Soft step. Reach high. Yes, and fold. Second side. Left leg lifts. Left knee, left elbow. Take flight. Shift back. Left knee, forehead. And underneath. Crescent lunge. Reach up. And vinyasa. All right, bring your knees down. Tuck the toes. Sit back on your heels. Stabilize the breathing. If you need more stretch, lift the knees, but bring the feet straight up and down. Almost push the knees forward a little bit. Here's a nice place for the blocks. Okay, set the knees down at the same time and as quietly as you can. Untuck the toes, start on the heels, sitting back on the heels. Spread your toes out. Stretch that shin bone. Feels good, stay here. If it feels too much, sit on one of your blocks. This will be too much for a lot of you that are just starting this stuff out. Okay, if you need more, separate the feet. Sometimes it's helpful to move some of the fleshy parts of the calf back and sit between the heels. If you even need more from there, feel free to walk your hands back and just lean. Or maybe that's still not enough and you want to slide the arms out, come down to the elbows, or even all the way onto the back, that's fine too. Remember, it doesn't really matter. The depth is always going to be changing, shifting, modifying, so make it appropriate for where you're at today. Make sure you're paying attention to your breathing. And then slowly make your way onto all fours. Release. You don't have to use your blocks here, but you're welcome to. And then have a seat. Once you have a seat, we're going to stack the shin bones. You may have one knee that does this. If that's the case, take one of your blocks and rise up a little. If you have major pain or discomfort in your shin bones, then stop doing this because it's not the right time. Okay, see if you can begin to root down and lift up. So you're rooting your sit bones, you're rooting your bottom leg, you're pushing it into the floor. But you're also lifting the center of the chest. You're lifting top of the head. You're creating space. Okay, and then we can start to add a push down this whole leg. So we got both legs trying to press down into the earth. Here it may be helpful to use the ground and the arms to stabilize yourself, to create lift. Now, the caution I would give to using the arms here is that the arms take over and they do most of the work. I want the legs to do most of the work, even if that's way up here. Find what you can find. Okay, pushing both shin bones down, lifting chest, lifting top of the head, begin to lean forward a little bit. Stabilize the breathing, and then follow each exhale a little further in. Now the moment you stop activating is the moment I want you to come out of it and skip the rest of it. So long as you're pushing into the floor, both shin bones, So long as you're lengthening the spine, then feel free to go all the way in. Now, if you're bendy enough to make contact with your shin bones, then I want you to just hover 1/4 inch above it. Hover just high enough above it that you can still feel the body heat from the torso against the legs, or from the legs against the torso, wherever it is. But you're not making contact. Okay, try to spread both sets of toes. Try to push those shin bones into the floor here. Maybe lifting the arms up will give the legs the full experience, which is nice. And then slow rise and switch which leg is on top. If you can do that without the hands, do it without the hands. If you need the hands help, the hands are a great helper. Okay, find the lift. Chest is lifting up. Legs are grounding down. I'm pushing down into the floor, rooting. Okay, remember to help me find that, I may use the arms. Each side is going to be a little bit different. So really notice what feels appropriate for this side. Chest a little higher. Okay, now we start that lean forward. So here's where we need the breath participating. Both shins are pushing into the floor. Spine stays long. And each exhale, I'm going to lean out just a little bit. Take your time. Try to imagine it's going to take you 3 to 5 breaths to get to your max depth. So if you know where that is, you've got a good idea. If you're not sure today, then just observe. Just watch it happen. You can use the arms or not. The moment you feel yourself kind of rounding or collapsing is the moment you've been in it too long. Come out, reset, reestablish the foundation. Try to keep pushing both legs into the mat. Both legs are pressing down. If I want to go deeper, I'm going deeper on my exhale. Try to keep pushing in. Spread the toes. Drive the legs into the floor. Push the legs into the floor. Keep breathing. Keep pulling the heart forward. Keep pulling the top of the head forward. Keep pressing the legs into the floor. Keep breathing. It's great, isn't it? Now nice and slow. Peel it up. Unwind, maybe manually. Maybe not. Take the legs out wide. And I want you to just tick-tock the knees. A little bit side to side. No hands. Just windshield wiper left, windshield wiper right. Good. Once you've tick-tocked the knees side to side, bring the soles of the feet together. Soles of the feet together. Grow tall, hang on to your ankles. Start to lean. Start to push the legs towards the mat. If they're really tight, it may be helpful to bring some blocks in. Adjust the blocks accordingly. Once you've made contact, you want to be able to make contact. So the blocks are like bringing the floor up to you. So once you have that contact, you have something to work against. You have something to press against. I want you to push into those blocks or push into the floor. Try to keep the spine long, just like we practiced. And then each exhale, I'm going to go in a little further. Keep pushing into the blocks or the floor. And remember, if you don't have blocks, anything will do there. Books, cans, water bottles. Slow release out. Extend the legs forward and roll onto your back. So you come onto your back, plant the feet, just behind the glutes, keep them about hips width apart. Snuggle your shoulders under just a little bit. And then start to press down into the legs and drive the hips up. I want to work my legs, I want to work my feet. So I'm gripping the mat with my feet. Good. I'm trying to drive my hips up, my thighs up. I'm lengthening my sit bones. And I'm also lifting and lengthening my chest a little bit. I'm driving my chest towards my head. Keep the natural curvature of the spine in the neck. So even if you can flatten the neck out here, just keep it slightly curved. Gaze up. Take one more breath in. And then slow release down. Okay, just gentle, easy, tick-tock the knees, left to right. And then cross, right ankle over left knee. It may be enough to just drive the right knee forward, that may be plenty. You may want to pick the left leg up and pull it in. I want to push my right leg towards the front of my mat and pull the left leg towards my chest. Okay, see if we can involve our left side and our right side doing opposing actions. One is pulling in, one is pushing away. And then see if you can do that without the hands. Way easier with the hands, right? But ask yourself the question, what's doing the work? My arms or my legs? And if you get arms back as an answer, let's try to flip the script. Let's try to change that. Okay, slowly release the legs. We'll switch sides. Remember, just because one side worked out doesn't mean the other side will. Drive the left knee forward. That's enough, stay there. Otherwise, pull the right knee in. You can bring your hands around the back of the thigh or around the shin. I like to spread my toes, I like to activate my feet. And then I start those actions of pulling the right leg in, pushing the left leg out. Try to find an amount of both. So if you're working at 100% in one of those areas, most likely you're not going to be able to find this compromise. Left shin, left knee is pushing forward, right knee is pulling in. Opposing actions. Try to keep a breath practice here. And release it down. Okay. Tick-tock the knees a little side to side. It's good. We're going to do a very simple twist. We're going to let the knees, once they reach the right side, just stay there. Take your arms up, go palms up if you can, and then snuggle the shoulders under. Lengthen the spine and just let the legs be where they be. If it feels like too much, you can always prop a block or bolster or something under those legs. Now here, try not to do any work. Here I want you to just try to be relaxed and aware. What do you feel? Where do you feel it? Start to slow and soften the breath. Come back to the middle. Switch sides, knees fall to the left. I'm not trying to push them or drive them here. I'm just letting them be. Letting them rest in this position. If this position is not good to rest in, I will use a block. I'll prop up or adjust. Snuggle the shoulders under again. Palms up. And just a kind of a universal gesture of open and receptive. I'm open and receptive to good and healthy things. Repeat that to yourself. open and receptive to more good and healthy things. One more time. I am open and receptive to more good and healthy things. Okay, bring the knees back to center. Straighten the legs out. Once the legs extend out, I want you to move the feet around, keeping the heels on the mat. Squeeze and spread the toes. Good. And then do the same thing with the calves. Squeeze, release, quads, glutes, low back. Yep, release, low, mid, upper back. Release, make a fist, squeeze, roll the wrists. Keep those hands squeezed. Forearms squeezed, biceps squeezed, shoulders squeezed, chest squeezed, then relax. Oh yeah. And gentle, turn your head left to right. Let it come back to the middle. Take one more controlled breath, one more intentional inhale. Slowly let it go, through the nose, through the mouth, however it needs to come out. And then natural breathing. Don't think about it, don't control it. It may seem like it hardly exists right now. That's okay. If you have the margin to push pause right now, push pause. You know, if you need to set a timer, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. But allow yourself this rest. Allow yourself that moment to feel, to absorb, to check in, to experience this state you created. And if you don't have that time, you don't have that margin in your day, that's fine too. You can start to move again, fingers, toes, and roll the ankles, push onto the right side. Push up slow. Take your time to do so. Hands, let them rest open on the knees. Chest lifts tall. If this is difficult, you can always sit on your block again here. Bring the hands together at the heart. Still observing, still feeling, still checking in. Taking a deep breath, sealing in the practice, the process. Big exhale, set it free, let it go. Namaste.